Good morning. Praise the Lord. The Lord is good all the time. Wow, my name is called Shaya Good. I am a student nurse at the Sweet Diploma in Nursing, the School of Communication Nursing. I'm also a videographer and photographer, and the should grow up with this schedule medical clinic. Thank you.
Good morning, members. My name is Otto Albert. I'm a journalist. I work with the radio parties. I presented the program Gospel Night on radio parties 94.5 FM from 9 p.m. to midnight. And I'm also a reporter with the radio parties. Thank you.
Hallelujah. Amen. Praise the Lord. Amen. First to turn to your left and then offer a smile. Just smile, don't laugh. Thank you. My name is Peter Nabo. I'm the Programs Officer Mental Health and Voice of Restoration International. We are very happy to be here today. One key message I really want to give is from next year, we are opening the gates wide for students to start the internship at the Voice of Restoration International. And me being the programs officer, you are going to benefit a lot. So, whenever the time comes, you either make a call or you send your application through that email address. We also have the one for the organization, and then you are sorted. Thank you so much. Have a blessed Sabbath. Thank you.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here today. Help me reduce on the high and give me a better low. Cut on the high, give me a better low, but my voice can come out well. Thank you. On behalf of Voice of Restoration, and on my own behalf, I wish to thank God for the opportunity He has given us to be of service to His people in the field of mental health and also support programs, research and innovation, livelihood, life skills, training, and beyond. As Voice of Restoration, we are glad to be part of this great institute, very great and mighty institution, that is the UCU, Arua campus. When we were contacted, I said I will do whatever it takes to be here. And indeed, we are here this morning to share with us on this week of wellness. And particularly this morning, we want to learn together on the subject of stress management and self-care. Stress management and self-care is what we want to share from, because this is one of the critical areas that if we handle it well, things will be well for us as well. Because even God is interested in our natural well-being. Yeah? So, as a Voice of Restoration, we run several of these activities, mental health, awareness, counseling, and social support programs. We do crisis and trauma healing and management programs, stress management programs, training and capacity building, supporting parenting skills, gender-based violence prevention, alcohol, drug and substance abuse and addiction management programs, relationship and marriage counseling, mindset change programs, child protection programs, conflict resolution and management programs, research and publications, and finally, we also offer personal business trainings. And it is on this note that we are able to share with us, and we share from various areas. But for today's purpose, we want to look at stress management and self-care. We have not done any of the activity because of time. We want to look at self-care and stress management. Why? Because it is important for our well-being. Talking about stress management, we are looking at the techniques and strategies used to manage and reduce stress. Then where we are able to promote emotional and physical well-being. When we manage stress, then the emotional well-being and our physical well-being will be very okay, and we will be able to promote this, and we will minimize cases of physical illnesses and also mental illnesses. Now, I want to announce to you this morning that stress is one of the leading causes of both physical and mental health problems. So it is upon us to be able to learn how to manage stress on a daily basis, so that we are able to be good citizens who do good and who realize our abilities and our potential. Talking about self-care, we are looking at intentional actions taken to preserve and enhance overall health and happiness and resilience. We need to be resilient amidst challenges. We need to be able to intentionally take actions to preserve and enhance our overall health and happiness. Why? Without this, then things begin to fall apart. That's why this morning we want to learn about some of these areas to be able to see how best do we move. Because that particular person there may not do much. Because that person needs help. And if this person is not helped, then things fall out of place, both physically and even mentally. That's why we look at how do we help this person with all those challenges. Poor physical health, financial crisis, mental life challenges, work overload, self-imposed stress, gender-based violence, time management, marital challenges, relationship breakdowns, developmental challenges, expectations, which are sometimes not realistic expectations. We have exams which are coming for the students. We have these issues. We have the stress, parental stress for those of us who are parents, and we have the environmental factors. All of these challenges affect us. And if we don't have better coping skills, if we don't have better coping strategies, then things begin to fall apart. That's why I'm glad that this week, as Uganda Christian University, we have organized this Wellness Week for both students and staff to be able to see how do we cover these issues, how do we make these things well for our own well-being. Because this is where the issues of life come from. Being a Sunday, we all are aware where Bible says, guard your heart with all diligence, because out of it are issues of life. And when these issues of life are affecting the heart, that is where the issue is. That's why in Proverbs 13 verses 12, Bible says that hope deferred makes the heart sick. Yeah? And once the heart is sick, so many things begin to fall apart. Now, when hope is deferred, it means there are some expectation that you had, there was something that you were hoping for, and then these hopes you had never came to materialize. It did affect your heart. Now, when you go to Proverbs 12:25, then when the hope is deferred, anxiety does not miss. Yeah? Now, Bible also still tells us that anxiety in the heart of man causes depression, but a good word makes it glad. You can see the progression which is here. Very biblical. But still, what happens here is this person needs to be helped to be able to see how we move. And how do we do this? Now, a combination of physical, mental, and emotional reactions that you experience when the demands on you exceed your personal and physical resources that you are able to mobilize to deal with those demands is actually stress. And this affects all of us negatively. Now, if the demands you have on you exceed your ability to manage, things fall apart. For instance, you are here and you're supposed to pay school fees. And while you think about school fees, the child is sick. And while you think about the treatment, the child has died. And while you're still doing this, there is some other problem that has come. Now, before you know it, things fall apart. Because unless you have the ability to be able to manage all of this, the demands are heavy. Now, if all demands are not taken care of, things fall apart. Now, I want to announce that you are not alone. You could be going through a crisis, and are not alone. Help is available. You are not alone. You could be going through a crisis moment right now. I want to announce to all of us, you are not alone. Number two, help is available. Help is available, always is available. We need to seek for help. But our only problem of seeking for help comes because there is always a stigma that affects all of us. We want to seek for help, but because of fear of judgment, because of fear of victimization, we shy away, we don't want to share. But today I want to announce to us, help is available. Self-care matters. We need to take care of ourselves. Self-care matters. That's why we will keep challenging ourselves the whole of this week to help us. How do we manage these issues? Many of us will never been doing exercises. How can you at least start to do exercises? Self-care. How is your sleep? How is your rest? Do you rest? How is your eating pattern? Do you eat well? All these issues of self-care, we're going to see how we help so that we're able to deal with these issues well. You have the ability and potential to bounce back. You could be going through a crisis. You have the potential to bounce back. Also, you have the capacity to withstand challenges. Challenges are part of life. We can't go around with it. We can't run away from it. But the only way out is through. So that's why I'm glad you're going through whatever you're going through, because it's the only way out. Because it is hollow. That's why you're going through it. But you have also the strength to persevere. Amidst all these challenges, we can get to persevere. It is from this area that we're able to see how do we build resilience, how do we get better coping skills, how do we manage these issues, and above all, how can we best manage stress? Because once we know how to manage this, then we will be able to see how it will actually help us to understand these issues of mental health and mental well-being. My hope is that all of us have the ability to move from left to right. Yes? Because all of us, that's why we're here. You could be going through a crisis right now where everything is on the left. But when we get ourselves together, we can actually move from left to right. And once we do that, that's where we will be having healthy life patterns. Our wellness will definitely be from that place, when things are on the right. Because when things are on the right, expect everything to move right. But when things are on the left, expect everything to go wrong. That's why we are here this morning. And I'm really glad to the leadership of Uganda Muslim University for allowing this entire week to be a week where we discuss these issues of mental well-being. Because I am aware when we normally hear mental health, people think that we're talking about those who are mentally sick. Of course, yes. But then there are two things that we actually do here. Number one, how do we prevent to get mental illness? And then even if the mental illness comes, how can we treat? Because treatment is fair. So these two things fall both hands. So we are going to see how we move together in all of this. Now, you could be going through a crisis right now, you cannot, like they say, that was my own. Imagine for 3.5 years, all salary is taken by the bank, and you are working. So you could be a staff here and you're struggling with national crisis right now. You are not alone. That's why I said you are not alone and you're not going to be alone. Please, help the word of God. If I went through it 3.5 years and I'm here, I didn't commit suicide and I didn't die, you too can actually live. And not only live, but thrive. You're not alone. All those are my stories, those are my books. I've been broken. After 8 heartbreaks, I'm now married. So I know what it means to be heartbroken. You're not alone. You have just gone through a small heartbreak and then you're like, you have one life. No way. You can still make it. I know what it means to be rejected and abandoned by your own family. You are rejected, you are abandoned, nobody cares, nobody thinks about you. You are left on your own. You're not alone. I've been there myself. And even that's the other component of depression. There's still hope. I'm glad even this week we're going to dive deeper into depression, understand it better, and even understand that all of us will struggle. Alright? So you're not alone. Stress management starts when you identify what is stressing you. Because it's until you know what is stressing you, you cannot do anything. Why? Even the Bible tells us that my people will perish for lack of knowledge. It is the truth you know that will set you free. So it begins by understanding what is it. What is the problem? What is stressing you? And once you understand what is stressing you, then it becomes easy. For example, your stress will be on the staff side, because we have the staff here as well. Maybe your staff here, it is the work pressure. The work is a lot. Maybe the work pressure, the tight deadlines. You know, maybe some of your staff you're working with are very difficult to work with. Maybe your bosses are very difficult to work with. And maybe these are issues that are overwhelming you at workplace. When you recognize your stressor, it becomes easier to be able to see how do I manage it. We'll look at the steps as we move on. Maybe it is the financial problem. Maybe you're worried about finances. If you are stressed, if what is stressing you is about finance, then we'll also still be able to go deeper. What is it that it is in finance? Is it that our saving is poor? Is it that our habit with the money is very bad? Is it because the salary is small? Is it because the salary is big? Is it because we are not using it well? All these issues can come to our places. This is where financial literacy comes in handy for many of us who could be struggling with financial issues. Because at the end of the day, you can't give what you don't have. Then our challenge in West Life particularly is our source of income are very minimal, but our expenditures are many. And because of that, the whole issue is a crisis. But then the question will be, is there a way we can maybe turn the flip upside down so that we can try to see how do we increase our source of income and then minimize our expenditures? That is another odd thing, but it is until someone understands what is the problem. Maybe your stressing could be relationship. The one who promised you until next year advice, no one fix your call. The one you sent message, they are in boutique. They said nothing. Maybe this relationship will be with your own family members. Maybe it is with your friends, even here at campus. Maybe it is with your workmates. Maybe it is, but the point here is, I am aware when convention breaks, when conflicts and unmet expectations come through, there's always tension, and it affects all of us. That's why many times things begin to fall apart. Sometimes why you refuse to eat food and you claim that there's no appetite is because others fail to do their calls. Somebody has failed to talk to you. Somebody is not giving you attention on the time the way they used to. And we're going to say when appetite disappears, there's actually a problem. We'll get there. Maybe health issues. Maybe you're struggling with health. Maybe this health will be for your loved one or for yourself. So we will also be able to see how do we help this person to deal with this. Because at the end of the day, we all need to be helped. But understanding what is stressing you is very critical as we deal with this. Maybe it is time management. Many times we are overwhelmed with the time issues. We are overwhelmed because many times we say we don't have time. Is it true? People who don't have time, always busy, they don't have time. And then before you know, they fail to balance their time of work, time for family, social commitments, and personal time. And all this can affect all of us. That's why some people normally say, that's why many of our women within here normally go to the market called Chicago. Because now you're on a rush, so you can't even wash your legs. You're on a rush, you know, because there's no time. You feel there's no time for you to do certain things now. There's no time for you to bathe, there's no time for you to brush, there's no time for you, you know. But before you know it, actually, it is resulting into something else. Maybe it is uncertainty and change. We don't want to change, right? All of us don't want to change. That's why very soon we're going to be shouting, no change, our man, no change, our, no change, our pastor, no change. Why? We don't want to change. Because whenever change comes, it comes with unexpected uncertainties. And therefore, we're not used to these changes, so we don't like it. Maybe it is self-imposed depression. Many of us, even this year, we are going on the 31st of December. All of us here, many of us are going to write things. New Year's resolution for 2025. New Year's resolution. For some of you, last year you wrote that this year you must get married. Now today is we're in October. 2 months to go. Nobody has even said anything. But because of the pressure for the pressure this year, I must do this. You have self-imposed the stress on yourself. Some of us this year, I must drive. But there's nothing to show that you will not drive this year. But because of the pressure, this year I must have this. Not because you have imposed it to yourself, you have set yourself a realistic expectation of yourself. And then you are trying to work for some perfectionist tendency within yourself. You are going to be, you are inviting stress on yourself for nothing. For some of you who are married, this year I want a child. So you're working the day and the night. I want a child. I want a child. And the more you're working day and the night, the child is far away, not coming. And what is the result? Tears. What is the result? You look at other people's children, you ask God, why? Why? But then you go to the hospital and say, nothing is wrong with you. Then you begin to claim that, oh, maybe it's witchcraft. It's not witchcraft. You have imposed you have imposed the stress on yourself. It is until you deal with that, you're going to see the difference. Maybe it is environmental factors. Because none of us don't want noise. Sometimes the noise, the overcrowding, all affects us, right? So sometimes it is from those areas, but above all, we need to see where is the stress coming from. And then what is the effect of stress? Because when it comes to the effects of stress, there are several, but I just want to mention a few of these. One, like I said, most physical sickness that we have, being pressure, hypertension, diabetes, stomach ulcer, obesity, all of these issues are coming because of stress. Even stroke. Now, many times some of us now give ourselves to alcohol and the drugs because of stress. That's why in Western we have so many alcoholics. There's even a report which puts Western as the runners-up. Western also took the #1 spot in alcohol consumption. I have the report. You can also Google for that report. The alcohol consumption report 2020. You can alcohol report 2020. Western is number 2, leading the heritage of Uganda in alcohol consumption. Why? Stress levels are high. Infertility. I've just told you, you're working day and night because you just want a child, the child will never come. The more you want it, the more it will not come. And what happens, we have macro discord. That's why even the women are singing some songs nowadays. Can I sing for the song? I will be sorry, by the time you cannot, when it is that level, you know that there is a mental discord. There's a mental discord. And then, of course, the mental disorders. There are several of these mental disorders that come through. Now, talking about the mental health and mental illness right now. This is where things are really very strong. We need to be serious here. Because this is where the rubber meets the road. I want to announce to all of us, stress can bring mild disorders, but stress can also lead you into severe disorders. That's why it begins by managing stress. If we manage stress, then we can be able to manage some of these areas. Now, it's not appearing very well, but I can come closer there. Now, looking at this quadrant here, this is where things, some of them are very well, but because I know what is there, I will be able to share with you. Now, when somebody is healthy, it means their sleep is normal. They will sleep normal. And on this side, they will have a normal sleep. Appetite, normally eat your food normally. You have your appetite, right? Mood, your mood is normal. You're okay. If you're happy, you're happy. If you're sad, you're sad. But you're normal. Anxiety levels, you are calm and you take your things in stride. Work performance, you work very well. If you're in a class, you learn very well. You're performing very well. Social activity, you are involved with people. If it means games, you go for games. If it is something to do with the community, you are involved. Physical health, you are well. Alcohol use, either you don't use it at all, and if you use it, maybe just for the sake of one for the road. Yeah. Then interventions here, if you're in this category here, please nurture just your support, nurture your lifestyle and your focus. Please maintain here. But now, what happens where there are concerns? When there are concerns because of stress, when there are concerns because of issues around you, sleep will be trouble. You will have trouble with sleep. Sometimes you can have nightmares. Sometimes you can sleep normally, sometimes sleep disappears. When it comes to appetite, food just tasteless. Food is tasteless. Yeah. You try to eat food, but you feel it is tasteless. Even when the salt is of anger, you feel it is tasteless. Your mood, something small irritates you. You always get angry. You know, you are always sad. And things are happening very well for you. And then with the time, and then the levels, you are always worried. You keep worried, you are worried for everything, you are worried and you are concerned about everything that is happening moving around. Before you know it, in terms of work, the work you're supposed to do today, say, I will do it tomorrow. And now this thing, I will do it tomorrow. You keep pushing things forward. Why? You cannot do it today. There is always concern. When it comes to social activities, people are going for games. We have won a trophy and are going for games. For you go there, but you choose to just be there, but you're not very involved. Okay? You have decreased participation. If you go, you choose to be observer. You don't participate. You just want to observe. You want to be a spectator. In terms of physical health, you're always of low mood, low energy, muscle tensions, headache, you're feeling tired most times. Alcohol use, if you're here, you will be a regular user. In this case, you will be a daily drinking officer, for example. But still, as you are drinking daily, but you control it. Okay? Maybe you just have your 1 liter dose or 2 bottles, but regularly, every day, you're regularly using it, but under control. Please, if you have these challenges, you need the rest, you need exercise, develop better coping strategies. Otherwise, the more you go with this alcohol, it will take you off balance. Now, if you are injured, your stress is becoming so intense. Things are becoming so intense. What will happen with your sleep? You will still have a disturbed sleep. You lose appetite. You don't want to eat. You lose appetite. You have problem with the anger. Something small is you're always angry. That's why some of you even warn your friends, don't talk with me because I'm short-tempered. Because your anger is something else. In terms of mood, you have persistent sadness. Persistent sadness. Now, when we look at the persistent sadness which continues, that's when you realize actually depression is actually on the way. Now, you are always nervous, decreased performance. If you used to perform very highly in class, you begin to perform very poorly in class. If you are a staff, even your performance in lecture rooms will reduce, and in many cases, you will begin to be absent. Yeah? Or if you are present, you are just a busybody. You are present physically, you are present, but when there is no performance. Now, in terms of social activities, you withdraw from activities. You want to stay alone. You don't want to be, you don't want activities. You You want to stay, don't want to withdraw. You're always fatigued. And then when you sit on alcohol, it is uncontrolled. You take out of control. Now here, you're not only a daily drinking officer, you become a deadly drinking officer. In terms of drinking. Now, when you're in this case, please identify your own risks. Identify what is the trouble. Identify where is the problem. Seek for help. Seek for help. The last part is this. When you're ill. When it's time to sleep, no sleep at all. Some of you have sleep has abandoned you many months ago. Sleep has abandoned you completely. You can't sleep. And if you want to sleep, you must take something to be able to sleep. And even if you take this something to be able to sleep, when you wake up at around 2 a.m., that is till morning, no more sleep. In terms of appetite, completely you have lost appetite. You can't even do it. Remember when you lost net food. In terms of mood, yours is not anger but rage. There's a difference between anger and rage. With anger, you can just pass by this chair, you maybe look at the chair, you look at it, you pass. But with the rage, you pick the chair and you throw it. That is what rage does. Now, anxiety levels, excessive anxiety, and panic attacks. In terms of work performance, you're always upset, you cannot perform. In terms of alcohol use, too much. Here is no addiction. It's not just you can't do without it. Now, when you're in this red zone, you don't only need to seek for help. You need a psychiatric service. You need a psychiatric service. Why? Because yours is now beyond normal help. You need psychiatric service. That's why yours might need now medication. Yours needs a lot of intensive support, which is beyond what others can give. That's not when you need the psychiatric unit. That means if you don't reach us, you can go to a hospital, you go to the mental health unit. I want to ask for all of us. All of us are sick. All of us who are here, all of us, we are mentally sick. How will you know somebody is sick? It's very easy. Some of them are already there. If sleep has abandoned you, there's a problem. If appetite is a problem, there's also a problem there. Alcohol use, if somebody is not giving themselves too much to those alcohol and drugs, there's a problem. If right now you hear things others don't hear, apart from hearing the voice of the Holy Spirit, but you hear things others don't hear, you see things others don't see, there's a problem. If right now going to the bathroom to bathe has become a challenge, there's a problem. If you cannot take care of your basic personal hygiene, there's a problem. If you have lost interest in the thing that you love doing, there's a problem. You've never been taking this alcohol and things, but then you've begun them. There's a problem. If of late you never used to, you're having body pains, your body is paining you, you're having a headache, one side is aching, one side is fine. It's not witchcraft. You need to rest. Sometimes your head is aching, you are very sick, you go to hospital, they test every available sickness you know, and they find that there's nothing. They say you're fine. No typhoid, no malaria, no nothing. It is nothing to do with fear. It is not here. Things are on the other side. You need psychiatric services. All of us. But still, however, like I said, we have the mild conditions, which is not yet very severe. Also, we have the severe ones. Okay? But the problem is we think if somebody is mentally sick, maybe they have moved clothes from they have moved clothes, maybe they are doing these other things, they are going to rubbish. They'll say, those are the mental illness. That's one of the examples of the types of mental illness. Because there's so many different types of mental illnesses. Maybe I will just highlight a few of them. We have depression. This is where you are sad, and this sadness affects everything around you. Something makes you feel sad. Maybe because you lost somebody, you lost something didn't go the way you expected it. It makes you sad. And this sadness affects everything around you. Depression is at work. We have anxiety, excessive worry. We have post-traumatic stress. We have bipolar. Okay, in simple terms and simple English, the people who take that they have mood swings. Mood swings. Sometimes they are happy, sometimes they are sad. Sometimes they are happy, sometimes they are sad. Now, with the bipolar, you have the extreme happiness, which is mania, and extreme sadness, which is depression. You have both of them. So that is depression. So that is the bipolar condition. We have the alcohol use disorders, the alcohol and drug use disorders. We have epilepsy, we have autism, we have suicidal behavior, we have self-harm, we have so many different types. We have psychosis. There are people who feel when there's a way you feel but when you are not. For example, with psychosis, you hear things others don't hear. You see things which are not there. You hear things which are not there. If you are here in school, you can't go to class. You have a false belief of greatness or importance. A false belief. Even when you've never sung the songs, I'm the upcoming, most upcoming artist. Even when you've not sung any song. You could be here, but you feel you are the president of the country. You feel. You can be very broke, but then you feel you have a lot of money. Psychosis at work. Do you see how young men in town, after taking their drugs, they get enough papers, buy a wallet, get enough papers, pack in that wallet when it looks big, and then they put it here as if they have money. There's nothing. Psychosis. We have, of course, we have schizophrenia. We have different types of mental illness. That's why it will be very nice when you have your condition, when you know somebody who is struggling with mental health issues, bring them to the unit, let's examine them, let's understand what is their problem. So that they can be given the appropriate medication. Because not every medication fits everything. Because those who have depression, they must be given antidepressants plus other medications. If someone has bipolar, they need mood stabilizers. If somebody has psychosis, they need antipsychotic drugs. So, I want to also announce this. Please, there is no herbal medicine that can treat mental illness. And don't think that you can take them to the shrine to receive this. No. If it's severe, bring them to the health center. That's why every health center for at least has a mental health unit. That's why we receive the best treatment. I have that as well. All of us will have battles, right? Now look at the battle of life. I also want to use this as an example here. Please, if your battle is low and you're in a crisis, great. Very anxious, very low mood, absent, always exhausted, very poor sleep, weight loss, and all these issues. If these issues are happening here, please seek for help. Our batteries can always run low at any time. All of us. We can feel here. We can be struggling. We can be surviving. That's why one of us will say, after all, I will survive. You're not supposed to survive. You're supposed to thrive and excel in whatever you're doing. Now, the best places here to be in will be the thriving one and and the excelling one when the battery is really full. But because of life challenges, because of different issues we go through, many times our batteries can be full, anytime our battery can run low. But what I want to say is, please, whatever happens, let's seek for help. Let's seek for treatment. Let's seek for support. Let's seek for help. Let's break the stigma that comes with these issues. We have several drivers that bring these issues of stress to us. Many of them can be poverty, unemployment, low standards of living, alcohol and substance use, conflicts and wars, pandemics, like COVID was here, we now have the monkeypox, we have all these kind of epidemics that are coming, cholera, and all these issues can be here, infections, HIV, and all that, natural disasters, the floods, the landslides, family separation and marital discord. These are problems in families, which affects every one of us, things like sexual violence, high academic demands, parenting issues, bullying, relationship issues, so many issues. All these issues are big drivers for stress and mental breakdown. But help is available. Where do we find stress? Stress is found at home, and also stress is found at workplace. Now, for the students, even here at school. So we must be able to understand how do I deal with my stress? How can I deal with it? Because there are only two zones where you can find stress. So that's where we must be able to see how do we help, how do we deal with these issues. How can we be of support? How do we help? How do we move? Because at the end of the day, things are just there. Now, because of time, I want to run to this. How do we treat, how do we support, how do we deal with these issues? Number one, me and you, we have the body, we have the soul, and we have the spirit. So, what is making you cry? What is making you exhausted? What is making you almost to give up? Is because of the problems you are going through. Therefore, those problems are psychological problems that need psychological treatment. That's why in the psychological therapy, you will need to talk to somebody, you will need to engage a counselor, you need to engage a psychologist. That's why I'm very sure in this university we have counselors. That's where you run to. You can also run to your friends, you can talk to your colleagues, you can seek for help from your friends, you can talk to them. Because I want to announce to you, you are as sick as the deepest secrets that you keep to yourself. Now, when you talk to somebody, when you open it up, you are helped. That's why the women here, when they go to the market in Kampala too, or whichever market is around here, whenever they go to the market, they go talking. What are they talking? They're talking about their problems. Even if they don't know each other, as long as they walk in the market, they will talk. Or if they go to saloon, they talk. But then they come out of the saloon, they are feeling better and also looking beautiful. And when you open up to share these issues, somebody is helped. So now with this psychotherapy, you need to deal. You need people who are trained to offer this service. So that you are given psychotherapy, you are given cognitive behavior therapy, you are given psychodynamic therapy. Because some issues are settled in your heart, unresolved issues in your heart that needs to be addressed. So some of those issues will come out from that. Then the different therapies that come. Please, that is what we have. Even now, after here, engage somebody, talk to somebody. Engage, seek for help. Number two, if it has become so serious and very heavy, medications will come in play because you need medications. You need antidepressants, which can be used for managing
anxiety or depression, you need the mood stabilizers, you need antipsychotic drugs for psychosis. But you don't say that, I think I have psychosis, so I let me go to the pharmacy, I ask for answer. No! You need the prescription from the trained person. Are you together? Don't say, I think I am depressed. I don't think. You go and find out. Yeah? Go and find out. What is it really? What is the underlying thing? So that you are helped better. This thing of saying, I feel like this. I think I have malaria. The way I am feeling, I think I have. No, don't think. Go and test. In our case of mental health, go to the mental health unit or engage our team. Do assessment. Find out what is the problem. We have the tools for screening to understand, is it bipolar? Is this depression? Is this anxiety? Is this psychosis? Is this epilepsy? We have it. So we can be able to search through and then help you through and then give you the right medication for the right thing. Now, your body needs the medication. Your soul needs the therapy. That's why David says in Psalm 42, I will quote, in verse 20, it says, my tears have been my food day and night. Where people always say, where is your God? Now, what makes you cry day and night? Because someone has telling you. Maybe because you're remembering some events in your life. You're remembering the challenges that you've been through. You're remembering the issues of life that you've been through. So because of these issues, you need someone to talk to. That's why the Bible says, anxiety in the heart of man causes depression, but a good word makes it glad. A good word makes it glad. You need a counselor to be able to deal with those issues. And your spirit needs the Spirit of God. That's why you should come for prayer. Have you come for church and all for prayers, wherever you pray from, and then you feel like, oh, yeah, I feel better because that you can talk to. Why? We are human beings who have the spirit and also who have the soul. So please be in fellowship. Don't be alone. I want to announce to you. Why do I say that you must be in church always? Be in the fellowships. In the early church, all my research on mental health has been in the Bible. Most of it. And then of course I also include other areas of research as well. Read your Bible. In Acts, the early church was able to. This morning, if you like the heaven, if your house has been leaking, that means you didn't enjoy the morning sleep. That is a trigger. Have you ever tried to sleep on an empty stomach? Even sleep refuses. All that triggers. Basic needs. Then when you get together in the fellowships, you share. Okay? And it helps managing some of these issues. That's why I want to encourage all of you, please be in fellowship. Don't stay alone. Don't stay alone. And if somebody is at the risk and their issue has become so severe, please admit them, bring them, admit them, and give them better treatment. I have what I have. One of the things we need, like the Bible says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. You need education. Psycho-education is needed. We need psychoeducation, and I'm glad that the university has organized this week for psychoeducation to be part of this. Because when the truth is known, it won't set you free. When the psychoeducation, you have to understand what are some of these issues. So when they talk about mental health, what is it? When they say mental illness, what is it? Now, mental health, for example, is the mental well-being that enables all of us to work well, to learn well, to realize our ability, to be able to contribute to the community. That's mental health. You're able to work because of your mental health. You're able to study well because of your mental health. You're able to contribute to the community because of your mental health. You're able to realize your ability because of your mental health. Now, what about mental illness? Is a health condition that affects your thought, your mood, and the behavior. and how you see things around you. So, in other words, now when you have a mental health problem, you cannot manage your potential, you cannot manage stress, you can't work well, you can't learn well, your performance will be declining, everything will be falling apart. As simple as that. We need to manage stress. Please, let's manage stress. Because of short time, we will dive deeper. But still, we will come back and be able to help us how to manage stress better. Strengthen your support. You need friends. I know many of you who are here, you are singing songs which I don't like. One of them is lonely. I am so lonely. I have nobody. I'm on my own. I don't like that song. Please don't be lonely. Don't ever. Don't. Have support system. Have people. Live with the people. Live with the family. Live with the friends. Don't ever have the temptation to live a lonely life. Never, please, I beg. That's why even last year when fast we said, you never walk alone. Please, you never walk alone. Don't live in isolation. Stay with the people. Get support. Let me tell you, Job lost everything. And when his three friends visited him, that was strength for him. That was support. His three friends visited him 7 days, 7 nights, no one said anything. Those were true friends. Because of the support, he did see a psychiatrist in the Bible. But instead, the Bible says he opened up. He began speaking, he began pouring his issues, he opened up, he talked his pain, he poured out his things. That's why there's a song I'm sure you always sing. I know my Redeemer lives. Maridi, Mari. You know my jump with that? That song that is Job said it. I know my Redeemer lives. Why? After all that has happened. But he had friends. When you have people around you, things don't go out of hand. You will always manage. Please, self-care. I talked about self-care. From today, learn to eat. Even if you don't have the appetite, please force yourself to eat something. Don't stay alone. Exercise. Find time to rest. Let me tell you, if you have a headache, one side is aching, one side is fine, nobody has bewitched you. You try this. Just take water and go and rest. Sleep. When you wake up, the headache will be gone. Just like that. You need the rest. All of us need the rest. That's what even why God rested. After work, he rested. Please let's also learn to rest. Self-care is very important. Talk, therapy, talk these issues. Talk. Narrate the stories what has happened. Talk it out. We're talking about the psychological treatment, which is for psychotherapy. We're talking about it. Pharmacological treatment, where we do meditations. Please, I want to say, don't go and self-medicate yourself. This thing of unity on the internet, you then go to pharmacy and buy something for yourself. Don't, please, I beg of you. Of course, fellowship, spiritual treatment, spiritual support is here, prayer, fellowship. Please, prayers move mountains. That's why, in issues of stress management and self-care and mental health, I always finish with this to summarize it all for us. There's this song we normally sing. Let the living waters flow over my soul. Let your Holy Spirit come and take control in every situation that has troubled my mind. All my cares and burdens unto you I roll. That's how it is for us. All of us will go through issues. There's a situation that trouble our mind. Mental health concerns are real. Don't wait until somebody streams naked and then the people run around. There's, hey, so, no, let's support the people. But above all, this week, we are grateful for this week, and we shall be here. This week, we shall do what we are able to do this week. Let's learn together. Let's come and learn. Because from this knowledge, that's how we get information, that's how we get wisdom, and we're able to get these things when we learn together. Otherwise, help are there. Once again, help are there. You're not alone. You could be going through a crisis. You're not alone. You could be going through whatever you're going through. You're not alone. Now, I want to end. Not that because today is a Sunday, somebody will say, this man just came to talk about mental health. Give us a scripture. You know, people come to church to get a scripture, to get a word. And I was giving you words. So now you want a word. Let me give you one verse. Let somebody read for us. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 10. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 10. Let somebody read for us. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 10. First Peter chapter 5, verse 10.
And there are scenarios where I've been hoping and I really get it, but when I'm not stressed, I can be believing and trusting God that my vision is going to be paid. And He works His ways and He blesses my father with money. And my father calls me to go and pay your tuition. But when I'm not stressed, so I needed some clarity because it's kind of confusing. When I'm having faith in God, hoping that things are going to work out even when I'm not seeing it, and yet I'm not stressed, does it mean like, okay, the other perspective of mental health, does it mean I'm stressed or what? I need more clarity. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me ask another quickly.
Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, according to Hebrews 11. Right? Now, I said self-imposed stress or pressure is here. When you said this year, I must. Okay? This year, I must get married, for example. So you put yourself under pressure. It's not that you are having faith that this year I'm going to get married. No. When you have faith that I'm going to get married, it will still happen. Yes? Because, first of all, when it comes to that faith, let me get it back for us from Habakkuk. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2. Bible says, write down your vision and let it plain. Right? It will come, it will take some time, but wait for it will still come. Because the righteous shall live by faith. Right? So the issue here is this. When you put yourself under pressure, you give yourself deadline. That's what some people are doing. Even some of the deadlines. God, if this year I don't get married, I'm out of salvation. You are giving ultimatums. So at the end of the day, it's not that you have put yourself deadlines which are unrealistic. For example, you said, this year I must get married, but God, there's no boyfriend. Oh, there's no girlfriend. You said, this year I must marry. Even I'm sure chapter people have ever come to you for prayer. Please pray for me, I want to get married. You ask them, do you have any boyfriend? No. Do you have any girlfriend? No. But this year I feel I must get married. So will you marry still? You see, the point here is when you put yourself on realistic expectations and deadlines, which is like a must. Okay? And I must have this. Before you know it, when it doesn't come, you feel out of place. 2. Has somebody ever promised you that they were coming to visit you at the hospital? You clean your house very well, you arrange the curtains and everything. Now you are sitting there and you're waiting for them. So anytime the wind blows, you think I've come. And then the wind blows the curtain like it is, you You feel like you're alive, you jump up, waiting on the wind blowing. Why? You are on tension for nothing. That's why I want to bring it here to all of us. That's why Paul says, don't be anxious for anything, but through prayer, supplication, and thanksgiving, make your requests known to God. And the peace of God, that is every human understanding, will guard your heart. Where is it coming from? Because when you are anxious, you can't wait. I can't wait. And because you can't wait, things begin to fall apart. That's where the issues come. But having a faith that you are going to pass well, it is not that you are on the stress, no. Okay? But the issue is, I must have this by this deadline. If it doesn't happen, what happens? Listen, I'm disappointed. Are we together? Is that okay now? Okay. Another question, please. Another question. You can ask any question in line with what you had about mental health. Or actually, whatever you had about mental well-being, ask. Today's church is special.
Only that we're postponing.
Yeah.
For Tuesday also.
Yes. I think you're the right one. So, please, yes, there's another question here.
Thank you, Pastor Cesar. Mine is a quick one. In a scenario where, through the discussions that you shared with us, you discover that someone has got 2 or 3 elements, and approaching them becomes very hard. I don't know how you can guide on that.
You want to help, you want to see how you can help somebody who could be struggling, right?
Yes.
Good. One of the things you need to do is simple. You don't need to go and ask them what is the problem. One thing they first need is your presence. Yeah? First thing they need is your presence. When you sit with them and they see that you actually care about them, they say that you're always there for them, they will open up and tell you. You can only help somebody with whom. Have you ever met somebody who has a bad odor from the mouth? If they are friends, depending on the level of friendship, you can tell them. Yeah? But if it doesn't straight up to them, if you tell them point blank, it will not help. Build a relationship with them, and then you begin to inquire from them. And then that's how you help them. First thing is build a relationship. Build a relationship. Give them their time. They will open up. I always give the example of Job. Job chapter 2, towards the end, when the 3 friends visited Job, they spent 7 days and 7 nights, nobody saying anything, but they were there with Job. Where Job was? They were there, feeling with him his pain. Job chapter 3 begins by saying, Job opened up. What will open up? But they can only open up to people they trust. They can only open up to people who they have a relationship with. And if you want to help somebody with whom you have a relationship with, you can help them better. So I want to encourage you, be friends with them, be close to them, get into their circles, let them trust you, then from there, you can help them. Very well. Now, because of time, give me the last slide. You can check YouTube. We have some videos. I have some videos on YouTube. You can check there. You can also check our work on our organization website, voiceofrestorationinternational.org. I know many of you are on the .com world. You can check it out. You can be able to read more about some of this matter. We have articles that we have published around mental health. that you can also be able to download from the website. But also above all, YouTube, you'll be able to check more of these videos on stress, on mental health, on different of these issues of life that you can be able to check for yourself and read for yourself. Otherwise, thank you so much. Because of time, allow us to end here. But you can also reach out on those numbers. And you can also, I'm also giving you another number. You can also call that number. The number is 0779 90 34 41. When you call the number and the voice is not mine, don't complain. I think again 0779 90 34 41. That number is all you can call and you will be helped. Either that or this number, and both are on WhatsApp. On that when you check the two faces, there will be different faces, but for the same cause. Amen. God bless you.